All right, welcome to the most official, unofficial, kind of I would say, off the script, off the cuff episode. I tend to give y'all every now and then. As y'all know, previous episodes I talked about my hate for Duke, which, even though the tournament's over, shout out to Michigan, congratulations to them. I'm still glowing that Duke was eliminated from the tournament. They didn't win, so either way, it was great for me. But I am a UNC fan. I also talked about that in a previous video. About my fandom for UNC. Obviously, they fired Coach Davis. He's no longer there, searching for a new candidate. They were going a different route. You know, UNC has never really hired externally, I would say. They've always been internal hires, so they were going a different route. A lot of rumors there was going to be Tommy Lloyd, and that's no longer the case. Arizona's head coach. He signed an extension. Didn't want to come to UNC. UNC has hired a new coach. Now, UNC now has Coach Michael Malone, former Denver Nuggets coach, former Sacramento Kings head coach, a NBA champion as a head coach. Was a broadcaster, just a broadcaster for ESPN Countdown. Really, really fascinated by this hire. Unexpected. Didn't see this one coming at all. I know, getting a coach as soon as you can is important with the transfer portal, getting players to come in, recruiting, all that stuff. And that leads me to my thoughts with the Coach Malone hire. My first one being, I do like Mike Malone. I think he's a good NBA coach. I do like the hire with Mike Malone. Good coach, champion, obviously. But I did not expect him to be, or even want a college job, So I got a lot of concerns, and I'll get to that here shortly. Mike Malone does have some experience as a college coach. He was an assistant at 3 other previous colleges. Was an assistant NBA for a long time before he became the head coach. But again, with the Kings and the Nuggets. Now, head coach for UNC is a very splashy hire, kind of like what they did with Bill Belichick on the football team. You saw how that went. So I don't expect a disaster with the basketball team, obviously, because this is UNC. They take hoop very seriously. But to me, this is a long-term job. This isn't some, I'm here for a year or two, I'm trying to dip and go to the next gig here, So my first thing is, does Mike Malone see this as a long-term job? Obviously, I think he wanted to be an NBA coach again, and wasn't getting those calls, wasn't receiving anything like that for whatever reason. So took the broadcasting gig. So does he want to be here long term? Is this something he really wants to do? And if he does, I hope, obviously Mike Malone's not a dumb guy. He understands what comes with that. This is more than just coaching basketball. Number one, can Mike Malone recruit? Does he have the stomach for it to be a recruiter? And this is different in today's college basketball with NIL and things of that nature. Guys transfer. UNC hasn't got like a big splashy freshman class in a really long time. We've got a lot of like blue blood, a lot of long-term players, a lot of juniors and seniors that stayed in the program. It's worked for them for a number of years, but it's been a long time since they had like a splashy, sexy name or freshman class like Duke, like Kansas, Kentucky, so on and so forth. So can Mike Malone get those premier players to come to the program? Does he have the stomach for it to be a good recruiter? We shall see. And then my other thing is this a long-term job for Coach Malone? Does he want to be here? Does he see himself as a college coach? You know what I'm saying? Like, we've seen guys that have coached in the NBA. It didn't work out for him. Rick Pitino's, Coach Calipari's. Go back to college and it's worked out for him. You know what I'm saying? That's where I need to be at. Last guy I could think of that's been in Mike Malone's spot that's done NBA and college was like Larry Brown. So it's really rare and really, really hard to go in those two different worlds. And that's a different time when Larry Brown was doing that, and then went back to college, went back to, coach at SMU for a little bit. It's a different time. So does he really, really want this as a long-term job? This is North Carolina. This isn't some JUCO, around the corner, around the way. This is a big-time job. So they went with a splashy hire for whatever reason. I'm assuming they threw him the bag. Does this position player, upcoming players and players in transfer portal to come to North Carolina? Hey, Coach Malone's here. He coached Jokic. Can we get him? Can we get him to come here? He used to have Boogie Cousins. I love Boogie Cousins. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the Kings didn't work out with the Sacramento Kings, but does that entice players to come to North Carolina? A different breed of players, different class of players to come to UNC. And again, does Mike Malone want to be here long term? I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it's really interesting. I'll probably come back to this on another episode, man. Like I said, real quick off the cuff episode here. Hey, remember, hit that like, hit that subscribe button to the most official, unofficial. It's always much appreciated. See you on the next episode.
The number you have dialed has been changed. The new number is... Please note, the new number is...